What's going on with all your insurance scams?
Oh my God.
The burglary.
We went to court
Yes.
2 weeks ago, and the people never showed up. The people that robbed our house.
Right.
Now-
They're in jail.
They're in jail.
Paul, we contacted our friend who's a PI in Beverly Hills, and he ran the plates for us.
Yeah.
We did all the work for them, and they found the crack house.
Sweet taters.
The sweet taters.
Sweet taters.
The sweet taters.
And now, it's time.
For the Sweet Potato Podcast featuring Matt and Theron.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. We are here with the two most iconic chumps of all time. Catch them on Jeff Lewis Live this Friday on Radio Andy. It is the iconic Patrik Simpson and Pol Atteu. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Hey, guys. And Snow White.
Oh, and Snow White, of course.
I've
That's
never
right.
been referred to an icon since I never thought I was that old to even be
Oh.
considered.
Icons are ageless.
Yeah, a legendary means old.
Legendary is old. Yeah.
All right, well,
So the legendary Jeff Lewis. No, I'm joking, guys. I would never disrespect our king. But yeah, I am such a chump. We love you guys. We love.
welcome, Tom.
Yes. I'm telling you, Jeff Lewis Fridays, they hit different than the rest of the week, and you guys on Fridays are perfect. So can't complain. Yeah.
We're having fun.
Yeah, of course. So we are excited to have you here today. So how has everything been going? We saw your New York trip. It looked fun.
Yeah. Yes.
How was the NASDAQ billboard, all of that going?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It was
I don't
very
think-
crazy.
I don't think I ever expected it to be as huge as when you're live and you turn around and you get to see it. Because then we were inside. There was about 80 people there with us celebrating. And then they put us behind a podium. We
That was
rang
good.
the NASDAQ bell. They had the name and everything outside. Then they were celebrating outside. And then we walked. They're like, okay, we got to go outside now. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
We go outside. It was a whole thing.
It's
And
crazy.
then we stand in this little area that they
blocked
provide
off
you.
for NASDAQ.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then they go, turn around.
yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. So I turn around and there it is. And
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
the most, it was
Well,
overwhelming for sure.
It was. I mean, our very first billboard that we did a show years ago called Race to the Scene on Reailty Channel.
Okay.
And it's like an amazing race kind of competition reality show.
Yeah.
And Dolph Lundgren was the host. And we were there were 6 teams, and we were 3 teams of 2, and we were one of the teams. And so we were on all the billboards all over everywhere. We were like, they had 3 teams with this giant Dolph Lundgren holding us, like, basically. And that was in New York. It was in the subway systems. It was everywhere,
Yeah.
but not like 7 stories on the NASDAQ building in Times Square. That was pretty insane.
I mean, I saw Cynthia Bailey had the same building as you guys, and I was like, there's no freaking way. When I saw it, I was like, did they edit this? But no, that was so freaking awesome.
It must have been surreal for you guys.
It really was. It really
experience that
was.
whole thing.
You know,
That's-
every experience that I think you have is just a beautiful moment that you want to be able to like share and have to seize, because you don't know if it's ever going to come back around. You don't know if it was just a random thing.
Exactly.
You don't know if it was just, but each moment is so beautiful to be able to like see.
Yeah, and it was exciting because that was the first reveal of our season 5 poster.
I
of
was
Gown and
just
Beverly
gonna
Hills.
ask
Yes.
that. I was just gonna ask that if that was season 5. So are y'all excited for season 5?
Oh yeah,
How
season 5 is gonna be good.
can you tease anything? When's it coming out? What do we got?
Coming out the end of this month.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you look forward to it.
End of this month, July. We'll know an exact release date pretty soon, but it's 8 episodes. We've got some great guests. We have Sheena Shea from Vanderpump Rules.
Wow.
We're doing the
Oh,
behind
okay.
the scenes of her wedding gown, making the wedding
Oh,
gown.
wow.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Carrie Underwood, Paul did her gown
Oh.
for the Rockefeller tree lighting. She's one of the reveals.
Boys, you sound like you're so shocked and surprised. You know, I've got fucking job.
No. I've watched Down and Out.
Work.
We follow you on Instagram. We're trying to.
You know I have like
Yes.
I make clothes. You guys know I have more than just a podcast job.
Oh, we know. There's some good dresses. I mean, listen. I think that you two are the only people that should be in charge of Runway Rundown because I would only like to take advice from the best.
Thank you.
Well,
You know?
and so many people
Tell that to everybody.
so many people pay me top dollar to
That's
be able
true.
to
Yeah.
walk in through the boutique that I've had for 35
Exactly.
years.
And that's because
And
you've
for
proved
them-
yourself as as like.
Well, I don't
you
know.
us up.
Have I proved myself? I'm also submitted for an Emmy
Yeah.
for costume designer
Yeah.
because I
Right.
dress main characters, and depending on the show I do, like
Yeah.
I did, what was her name?
Laverne
Laverne-
Cox.
Oh wow!
I can't remember.
Didn't
I
you guys
did
just
Laverne
win a bunch of
Cox and
awards?
Catherine
Yeah.
Heigl.
Penn Telly Awards
Yeah.
for Down and Out. Beverly Hills season
Wow.
4. We won
Yeah.
10 Telly.
Yeah.
I
That's
won
awesome.
2 for directing. We won editing. We tied with Orange County Housewives
Yep.
for the Best Series Awards, which is pretty cool.
I won't tell you what I won for because I have no idea. And I enjoy doing it because it's not about the win, it's about the journey and the process of being able to get there and what you bring and the impact that it has on everybody that you service. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's a beautiful thing for
I
me.
think that's such a nice thing, babe, but I'll take my rose-colored glasses off, and
Yeah.
it's about the win. I'm telling you. I put blood, sweat, and tears into the show. It's about the fucking win, if I
Yeah.
can say.
You know what? I don't mind sitting behind my sewing machine. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
I'm taking care of, people that are walking in, trusting me with their most amazing events like the Academy Awards, the Emmy Awards. When they want to
Yeah.
highlight themselves and they want to look the best they ever could, they call on Pol Atteu.
Oh yeah.
I mean, our tagline at Pol Atteu has always been, if you're not, we want you to be the best dressed woman at the event.
Yeah, well, we just had Jessica Matanen from she's on Dark Winds. And she posted a picture that she wore on our Instagram.
Oh, was
and
that the
just-
green?
Yeah.
It was the green.
cool.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
And in
Yeah.
person, she's even more stunning. I mean, you see
Yeah.
her character evolve in the show, and I hadn't watched it, but then now I'm getting into it. And her personality and the accomplishments that she brings to being able to rock a Pol Atteu couture gown.
Yeah.
I mean, she embodies everything that I would think would be that Pol
well, it's
Atteu.
Emmy season, so now I'm going to start rounding up the celebrities he's going to be doing for the Emmys. So
Oh
that'll be
yeah,
kind of-
for your
It's not-
consideration.
It's
Yep.
not much work for him. Trust me. They all call. They're on the waiting list. There's only
Oh.
so much to do.
For
lot of
sure.
work.
I mean,
But it's all good. I love them all.
look at your Instagram. You're hanging out with Martha Stewart. You're hanging out with these Bravo celebrities.
Oh my gosh, she loves Snow White. Martha
Oh, I'm sure
Stewart
she does.
Oh,
loves Snow White.
How is Snow White doing?
She's doing good.
She's right here.
Oh wow, of course she
Oh,
is. Look at
cameo.
her.
that's an icon right there.
Snow White has joined the Sweet Potato Podcast. Our chumps are called Sweet Taters, so I think that Snow White is a designated Sweet Tater.
Oh,
That's
she's
funny.
the size of a tater. She's only 2 pounds.
That's awesome.
Matt, I'm confused.
Yeah.
How do you come up with the name Sweet Potato when you're in fucking Massachusetts? You're not in Idaho.
Yeah, no, that's a very fair question. When we were like very young, we were like playing around and we were like
Yesterday?
yesterday it was last week. And we were like, we should make a YouTube channel called the Sweet Potato Gaming because we were video gamers back then. But now
This was when we were like 7 years old.
Oh wow.
Oh wow!
But,
so that was at least like 3 months ago.
So 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And but when this is the weirdest story, when the Kenya Moore stuff came out, like when they were filming it, like last summer, about a year ago, we were like, we should do a podcast because we were just talking about this shit on like FaceTime, and we were like, let's name it the Sweet Potato Podcast. Haha, no one will watch this. And then on accident, on our, I think like we had 2 episodes out, and there's a bigger podcast called Kill Tony. I don't know if you're aware of it. They're like a comedian podcast. Someone went on there and was like, yeah, I have a podcast called the Sweet Potato Podcast. So all of their people went to us.
Oh my god!
That's
And
hilarious.
this comedian, these aren't the kind of people that want to listen to us talk about Kenya Moore. So they all kind of scattered, but then we just like kept building up from there. And pretty
That's
fun.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Very cool.
How fun is that? That's like my billboard. Overwhelming.
It's like your billboard. Yeah, it's like your billboard. Yeah, but that's awesome. So I was doing a little research. Now, obviously, I am a fan of both of you, and from listening to Jeff Lewis live, and I found online that you guys were in the back of a episode of Judge Judy.
Yes.
Let me pull up this picture. Okay, so y'all were in the back of an episode of Judge Judy. What was that like?
We weren't trying to be the back of anything. We were invited. We know the judge.
Actually, Judge.
We know the bailiff.
Yeah, but Bird the Bailiff is on season 5 of Gowning Out.
No.
At our house, and he and his wife Makita came to the brunch, and so he kept inviting us to come, hang out.
And it was very
on set.
and it's very challenging. Our timelines are very difficult
yeah.
to coordinate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when we got there, we parked the car. We got ushered in and stuff. And
Be honest, Paul, you only went because they said there was a great craft services table.
Yes.
The craft
There.
service.
yes. So when
We
we
catered lunch.
and then when we went in, they're like, okay, just sit here. We want to make sure that you guys have the best seats.
Yeah.
We had no idea that when they moved us to the other side in some of the episodes, you'll see that we've moved to the other side. That's because we had no idea where we're there to tape.
Yeah.
So in between, we were chatting and having fun with our friends while we just sat down while she did
They're like, oh, go.
the procedural.
Wow.
Yeah, go. And then we didn't realize that they taped 6 episodes?
Yeah,
8
and then-
episodes one day.
And then they
Wow,
moved us to the other side, and then we're still in the camera. And we're
The continuity. Yeah.
yeah,
They
Continuity.
run those episodes all the time, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
we're the best episodes.
Everyone screenshots those. And oh, there they are again. There they are.
Oh,
Can
wow.
I tell you? Can I tell you, sweet potatoes?
Yes.
Tater tots.
The sweet taters.
The sweet taters. Let me tell you. When we were there and we were taking a break, so we went upstairs, gorgeous lunch. Judge was great. I mean, everybody's fantastic there on set. And then we got to go back on set. I'm the only person that has sat on Judge Judy's bench.
No, not true.
Oh, I'm the only person
I
that
did
has.
too.
Well, he used.
You're the only person that put your feet up on her fucking bench.
And I thought it was a set. They're like, no, Paul, this is a real judge.
Yeah.
It's been ordained. This is a real judge thing. It's not just a set.
Bird almost kicked you out. He almost dragged you out.
Well, after we took the picture, they said, "Oh, okay, Paul, go sit down."
But it was cool. It was funny. I had no idea that Judge Judy wears jeans under her bailiff,
Her robe.
robe. She wears
Yeah.
jeans.
Gotta stay
He was-
comfortable.
He used a fly squatter. He was like
I did.
swatting the flies all over the place. I was like,
That fly
and it's
swatter
really sitting there.
is iconic.
It's sitting there.
Wow. That's awesome.
I'll send you a picture of how I was just sitting at the
Yeah.
judge's bench, my feet up in the sky.
We'll put it on the screen. That's awesome.
Judge Judy is the queen bitch judge of all judge
That's
shows.
so-
She
Oh,
is. She
Bow
is.
down to this bitch. Pretty
I know.
much.
I know. That's so. What year was that when y'all did Judge Judy? Was that before COVID?
1976.
Yeah.
Well, I know it was pre-Ozempic.
Yeah.
We got to go back to, I think it was right before COVID.
Right before COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, because now
Yeah.
she's got that Judy Justice, but they're still showing the regular Judge Judy episodes all the time, no matter what channel you pop
Well,
on.
it's syndicated into 100 different countries.
Oh yeah.
So it's syndicated. I mean, we get messages from Australia and messages
awesome.
from
Yeah.
Canada, messages from Tahiti.
Pretty
People that
pretty
follow
insane.
our lives get to see the different aspects.
Yeah.
That's
But
so
it's
cool.
really cute.
But it was
Yeah.
cool to do, and I'm glad we did it, and I'm glad we taped the episodes and had fun on set. And it's something, it's something pretty iconic.
Honestly, we weren't legitimately there to tape. We were there to just hang out with them
Yeah.
for a few minutes and then leave. They're like, no, we're because the schedule changes a little bit. And then they've got other cases that they want to do. And then they see us and they're like, okay, put the camera over there. I mean, if you notice,
But they kept
each
moving
time-
us. It
yeah.
was funny. They
Each
kept moving
time
one
the
side to
camera
the other side.
talk
Wow.
about. I'm like,
It's
okay,
pretty
so we're being highlighted. I never got paid for it. I can say that.
They wanted that cameo bad. They really wanted to get you in the shot.
Yeah, of course.
They did.
Yes,
Oh, I didn't even
afterwards.
know.
Where's the money? Where'd it go?
Where's the money?
Where's the bag?
money?
So, speaking of that, so my co-host here, Theron, he has a pitch for Bravo TV, and we want to get your take on this. Okay?
We want to hear
Okay.
your take on this.
It involves you two.
So
Oh.
here's what I was thinking. I was sitting there and I was thinking about how many popular Bravo podcasts, that there are, right?
Yeah.
Imagine a reality show based around all these different podcast hosts. You'd have Jeff Lewis.
So
he would sort of be like the
Yeah.
he'd be like the LVP. Like if you think Vanderpump Rules, he'd be like running the show. And then we would have obviously the two of you, David Yontef, Rick and Kelly, Nick Vile, Up and Adam, and then gabbing with Gib as a friend of.
Oh, I like that.
Because I feel like throughout all of these different shows, they all kind of cross each other's paths at some point. And you could I don't know. Also, we just kind of want all of those people to be on TV.
Like imagine all those people
awesome.
in like one room together fighting the drama that would happen. That would be crazy.
Let me
A
clarify.
lot.
Let me clarify though. Jeff Lewis is OG Bravo.
Oh, yeah.
OG.
He had a TV series.
Yeah.
Yeah, flipping
Yes.
out.
on Bravo, so he's not a podcaster. He's
No,
a,
Yes.
no. That's why he's like above. He's
So
a radio. I mean,
he's
he's a radio host.
He's a radio host.
He's a radio
Yes.
host. He's above. He's
Now,
at like the top
other
tier.
ones were talking about Jeff when he had
That's
his TV show. So he's not, and he's on Radio Andy, but
Yes.
the other ones are talking about everything Bravo,
Yeah.
Right.
multiple different shows. Jeff has legitimate, let's say, relationships and
Oh, yeah.
friendship.
Oh yeah.
So
He's.
many
I mean, he's
because
like
he was there with
a
everybody.
dog. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Our relationships when he did our house
Long time.
and our relationships expands before
Probably
then
when you were
because
7.
we
well,
were
yeah.
we actually had a piloted show on Bravo at the same time, which was Designer Family.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which came out, which is two gay men raising a teenage daughter. Same time that Rachel Zoe and Jeff
Jeff-
Lewis.
Right, yeah.
Mm.
So, and then when you're talking about all these, podcasters, it would be, I think it'd be like Big Brother House gone bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Right.
would come
Oh,
at
yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
We need Andy and a camera right
and
now.
one up. I'm so there
Yeah.
for it. I love the idea.
100%.
If we're included, I would tear them to shreds.
I know, but I'm
Oh,
telling
we
you,
would-
get
and we'd
get
be
y'all
there
on
for it.
TV.
We'd love to see it.
Yeah. He
See,
could.
see the part.
If anyone could, it's him.
See
Yeah.
the part that nobody
Oh
really,
yeah.
the part that nobody really sees. If you've ever watched Interior Therapy, there's a lot of me still active. I don't get to hear. But when
Hey.
you put me live in person. Oh my God, it's a good time. It's
yeah.
a good time.
You'd be a good trader.
I am not.
So,
I don't
okay.
shy from at all.
Speaking-
at all.
I'm so glad you said that because
Yeah.
we have we wanted to
Perfect
get your
segue.
take. The Traitors season 4 cast was just announced, and I was upset that you guys were not included because we need you guys on TV. With that being said, they announced Lisa Rinna will be on the Traitors back on TV. So
Yeah.
do you think that like these shows, like no matter if they're competition or not, do you like the idea of bringing back maybe some people who haven't been on TV for many years, especially like old school Bravo? Like they just saw Rachel Zoe's on Beverly Hills, and Jeff's talking about a flipping out reboot. Do you feel like that there's a need and a thirst for maybe some of these old school Bravo people to come back?
I'll tell you.
I
because
think
there
people
were
want it.
there were
Definitely.
there were great original programming.
Yeah.
They do, because back in the day they took pride in what they were trying to put out. Now it's
Yeah.
all about having a dinner and then saying, "Oh, did you say that about me?
Yeah.
Oh, did that?" I'm so bored because
Yeah.
really, I've got a boutique, and you should see the people that walk through the door and the shit that happens inside the store. I teach. We've got the podcast. We've got real relationships. I have major fashion shows here
Yeah.
in London and all over. And we met in New York when I did the Fashion Week back in the day.
Yeah.
We do the TV show, which then highlights a lot of our
Podcast
friends.
upstairs.
So
Yeah.
it's not just I don't have a life and I'm going to sit there. And that's what I think the shows were based off of before.
But
a life that you have, not so much, oh, I don't like the way you dress.
Well,
But
it's that
also-
thing with the housewives.
Yeah, but also on podcasts, when we do our podcast, we don't just bring on reality people. Like we bring on actors.
Exactly.
Like we have Stacey Greenwell from the show Cross on Amazon Prime. She's our guest this week, which is going to be
She's
great.
amazing.
Yeah. So we bring in all of those types of people.
I mean, and you have to
we're
realize
winning.
these are all the relationships that we've cultivated within the industry because I'm close for them.
Right.
They want to wear my gown to one of their big events. They want to showcase themselves. Our relationships are real. Our friendships are genuine. And the OGs of Bravo really had careers, businesses, thriving relationships.
Now they just throw things.
Yeah,
scream.
They're trying to come up with, oh, I have a milkshake I want to promote.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, seriously, you haven't drank a milkshake in years.
Or like stupid drama, like because the bitch didn't wash her hands. Okay,
Yeah.
do we need a whole episode of an hour of why she didn't wash her fucking hands?
It's not does that make sense? It's
exactly
not
100%. Well, that's the thing is
I
like
almost feel like it's made up drama. It's
like,
not even
exactly
real.
Right.
It's
real
not
things,
even
right?
like it's like, for example, right, like Nene back in the day, Nene season 1 Atlanta, she didn't have really anything to base off of. That's just authentically Nene. Same with Vicky and Luann and all those people. But now you're watching Atlanta and Britt, I feel like it's very put on. Or like the people that like they'll move to for example, like New York to film Housewives and then go back to London where they live. Like it's like very unauthentic. And I think that's also why I like listening to Jeff Lewis, because it just feels like a bunch of friends just like chatting, and it's just all real. And even when it gets a little bit, confrontational, you realize like, oh yeah, that's not a bunch of BS. Like people are actually genuinely mad. And upset.
Well, I mean, Jeff has cultivated so many beautiful relationships.
Yeah.
And people should learn on how to keep friendships.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a two-way street, not one-way street. And that's the same in our lives.
But also
there's
a lot of
loyalty and respect to
a lot of these women that go on these housewife shows now, they're like, they already have in their brain
what they want
to peddle, what they want to pitch. They want to produce this. It's already set up in their brain of what they want to portray on screen instead of just showing up and authentically living your life.
And here's the other thing. None of them are rich. Honey, show me one that's really rich. Because I want to dive into your life. Look, I'm in Beverly Hills. I'm at Rodeo Drive for 35 years.
You have a boutique?
I always say it. I miss the days when Adrienne Maloof was on and she got on her rolls, got out of her rolls,
and went to her private
jet. Went to her, her estate in Vegas, and then she has an estate in Beverly. Like that's the kind of money I want to see.
I was just
show me, show me. Stop talking about I don't like that cheap ass dress.
Or like half of the housewives, and we know most of them, they don't even own their homes.
Exactly, they rent them.
Like,
Meredith Marks
renting after being on a show for 10 years, and you're still just renting.
My pet peeve has become. None of them are a housewife. None of them are married. None of them have anything to be so like acclaimed for.
Yeah.
Show me people not that they had a foundation before housewife, and not that the housewife identifies who they are.
Well, that's like, Rachel Zoe. I think it's going to be good.
A beginning of Housewives when they were, they had charity functions and charity galas.
I was just watching Old School Miami today for the first time, and I was watching Leah Black's the Black Foundation Gala, and that episode, I'm like, Jesus Christ, y'all are crazy. And to go back to Adrienne Maloof, Leah Black kind of money. Walking around in her house with her lawyer husband, talking about how she wanted Joanna Krupa to get $10,000 for a charity table, just like nothing. And I was like, this is so good. Yeah. Like, bring that back.
We had Leah Black on our podcast.
Yes.
Rest with Paul and Patrik. And I think our episode dropped 2 weeks ago with her. She's talking about what was the diamond that she had? How many carats diamond? I'm like,
we were comparing diamonds with each other. I said, honey, I don't even want to compare with you, because that's your stuff is, I only have one.
Wow.
You have multiples that you've layered.
Yeah.
That you so much
She
up.
walked into because we did her podcast in Dallas in our suite. She walked in. I think I was blinded by all the.
We had to put on
Like,
glasses.
it was
She's like,
insane.
and I have to go take them and get them polished.
I miss Leah Black. I really do.
But that's the beauty of the relationship of a husband, the relationship of, I mean, we've been together for 22 years. In straight world, I mean,
That's a century.
2 years and you do one Bravo show, you're already out the door, you're broken up. In gay world, that's like 3 months of getting to know each other and you're done with it.
Yeah.
And it's over. 22 years. And we are committed to the life that we live, the relationship that we have, the commitment that we have to our friendships that are important.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't understand that.
And you
We have
never
a lot of
stop
our-
working.
Yeah, no, we don't. And even on like season 5 of our show, we did a big brunch at our house, and we had several of our friends come over that aren't on TV with us. Have never been on TV. One's like his best friend, our best friend Eileen. She's a attorney, like a huge attorney. She settled all these cases for the
Porter Ranch.
Porter Ranch.
Oh, okay.
She settled the cases with the $200 billion.
Yeah, like
whatever.
gazillion dollars she made, and she just comes, hangs out, and does Twister at our house with us.
That's awesome.
Because it's genuine. It's genuine, and that's like what is missing from a lot of and even to your point that you had said with the Housewives, when the shows were starting, it was like they weren't as big because no one really knew what was going to happen with it.
Right.
And so they had real, like it was the Real Housewives. Like that's what it was.
Right.
But now it's like, oh, Housewives, I want to be on the Housewives franchise. And it's people who are going and they're not thinking of it as like, okay, this is just a reality show that I'm on and I'm just doing my life. They're thinking, what am I going to do to be the next reality TV celebrity? And it's in that mindset of reality TV, but not authentic. It's not authentic. It's not reality.
And speaking of Traitors season 4 cast, I really wasn't excited about the season 4 cast. I've got to be honest. I saw it and I was like,
So I think that they definitely didn't cast. It's more reality based this year, less competition gamers. I've noticed.
I see that too, which is okay.
Yeah.
But what I would love to see is I would like to see some, like, I love how the UK version, they don't put all celebrities on.
Right.
They kind of mix and match. And I don't know why the US is not doing that. I really think that would be an interesting take on it.
If not that, because that's what they did season 1, and they wanted to change the way that they're going. And obviously the show's successful, so they do have some kind of idea of like what they want. But I do think that they should maybe, if they're not going to cast like I want to say civilians or regular people, I don't know, they should just cast like maybe just like some celebrities, not reality stars, but maybe just like some celebrities.
Or it doesn't have to be like huge reality stars. It could be up and coming reality stars or people that haven't done 20 housewife shows or all. You know what I mean?
Cast one of the Love Hotel men that went home early that were iconic. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I mean, the Kelsey mom is on Traitors this year, which that I'm looking forward to.
I think I'm interesting. Lisa Rinna, I'm interested in seeing. Portia Williams, she's kind of fun. I think she would be interesting.
I heard Nene was supposed to be on it, and Portia took her spot.
She wanted too much money.
Yeah, but, but here's the thing. Nene has ideas of, I don't see some of the people, they just need that platform.
Oh, yeah.
To show themselves and they want camera time.
Yep.
I'm there to win the money. I'm there to be able to compete.
Yeah.
I'm going to slash your throat, cut you off the knees, lie to you, pretend to you. I'm the nicest person in the world, but I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing.
This is true.
And,
I'm there to perform.
Well, that's why the Big Brothers do so well.
Yeah, and the other ones are going there because, I'm going to get some more airtime because I think I can sell 3 more of those shakes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, honey, you haven't sold but 12.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
The market's closed. You need a real job. Like, you need a real job.
True.
I think everybody needs a real job. They need
know.
to go.
Yeah. You can't just rely on the name that you got from whatever.
But that's
housewives, their job is they're a housewife. Why isn't it
Yeah.
not in the earlier years of Housewives when we saw them working? We saw them, you know what I mean? Like Crystal has this huge coconut water company.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
didn't we see that
I know.
on the show?
I
You know,
find
she-
yeah.
She was on our podcast.
Yeah.
Crystal was.
her
She's
episode's
the
coming
best.
out tomorrow, part 1.
Yeah, and
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I do the Armenian ground coffee reading.
Yeah, her
and
reading.
her coffee grounds, and it's amazing when you see it because she gasps. But
Yeah.
other than that, when you see some of the edited version of the Housewives, you don't really know that there's so much that happens in the background of it
Yeah.
that a lot of people don't get to see, and you don't have final say on the edit as to what is going to be showcased.
Right.
So the assumptions of where things go is from what the viewer ends up getting to see. But if you really think about it, there's like 3 cameras behind you
Oh,
as
yeah.
the individual is walking into
Yeah.
a room or walking into the space. And if you're in a compromising position or a vulnerable state, you may not want that to be highlighted at that moment. Next thing you know, you're caught off guard and you feel violated in a very different concept.
Well, that's what we call a great producer.
Yeah. That's what we call moving the
So-
story. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to, and a lot of people don't understand what it takes to be in front of the camera. Hence, they show up, they think, oh, I have a gorgeous life. I'm so much better than them. I get my manicure done every Wednesday. I have a hairstylist I've had for 20 years. Oh, he's so much fun. That's not it. You have to have a legitimate world and a life that you are a part of, that you can bring authentically. Not like the ones in New York
Yeah.
that
I was
edited
just gonna say that.
Yep.
that edited themselves
Yeah.
to just highlight, oh, this is all I want to talk about.
But you also
can't
have
do that.
But you also have, we've been in so many of these tapings, you have these producers that are feeding them lines and telling them, oh, you need to talk about this, you need to talk about that. Thing I love about our show, Gown and Out, is that there's no script, there's no storyline. It's a celebrity shows up for a gown, and we don't know what the fuck is going to happen until and what's going to happen with the reveal at the end and him putting the gown together. And it's fun because it's not really like, we're not like really doing drama. We're just having fun with the show.
Yeah.
See, it's kind of like a Project Runway because you get to see the behind the scenes of Paul cutting and sewing and putting the dress together. Then you get to see the end result of the celebrity wearing the gown on the red carpet, which is really kind of fun and exciting. And then, we do some personal stuff in between.
Yeah.
But we never know how the show is going to play out. We just film. We put a schedule together. I think we film one episode like 7-8 days. We'll do different things, put all the footage together, and then create the episode from there.
Oh, it's awesome.
Storylines.
It's
Yeah.
just it's so much fun.
We were
It
just
is.
watching an episode or two like a few weeks ago, and it was really fun. It's also cool to it's like the peek behind the curtain, see how the sausage is made, and it's really fun to watch. Y'all should go watch this. All the sweet taters out there, go watch Gown and Out, Amazon Prime. They got you. Okay. So speaking of unauthentic people on reality TV, let's talk about let's get into some Love Hotel. So the Love Hotel finale was last night, and you
Yes.
guys have some insight because you just did Jeff Lewis with the Queen of Corona Del Mar, Shannon Bedore. So, let's talk about that for a minute. So, obviously, Shannon Bedore, as she talked about, she was grouped up with Earl the Pearl, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of fizzled out. Now, did she at all talk about the reason why it all fizzled out for her with you guys? Do you know?
I think that, well, she said that she didn't pick anyone. We knew that.
Yeah.
Which was fine. I feel like
But she's also not dating because she's not ready to date.
I think
yeah.
so.
Doing the show was one thing.
Yeah.
And if something came out of it for her, great, she would welcome it. But I feel like she's such an authentic person to herself. She's not going to force herself into a scenario or a situation. that
Just for
doesn't-
camera.
Yeah,
That's one thing about Shannon. She
suit
doesn't
her.
do that. She won't do that.
Also, let's talk about the setting here. She's filming this while OC's airing, while the worst of the Alexis Bellino, John Jansen shit is literally airing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, and also Shannon unfortunately has a bad pick in men, you know? She went for John Jansen and she went for David Bedour. And both of them are kind of like the same manipulative, gaslighting-esque kind of vibes. Now, she comes with someone with Earl the Pearl, who on camera and stuff he seems like a great person. But then when you peek behind the curtain with Earl the Pearl, he can kind of have these little bit of outbursts that put Shannon in like a bad position, especially with all the shit she's been dealing with. And
but also, didn't you think at the very end of it all, Earl the Pearl really wanted TV time?
100%. And I didn't think that until he popped off on her about the whole hurricane thing.
Right.
And I was like, this is weird.
It was hard. It was hard to watch. It just seemed like so, like, I to an extent understand where he was trying to come from, but the way he was just so, like, harsh to her.
I also think,
I think it was on purpose.
I also think for every one of those guys that said, oh, I don't watch TV, I don't watch reality.
Bunch of crap.
Housewives. It's such a lie.
Bunch of crap.
I've never heard of the Housewives before. What's that?
Well, it's funny because Phil,
you had to have.
The guy Phil that's on there.
Oh, Phil.
He goes to, we've seen him at so many red carpet events in LA.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because we've seen him at a couple events and people have mistaken him thinking the last event we were at, remember we were laughing because they were mistaking him for,
Tito.
No, not Tito, the other one. Oh my God, why am I not remembering his name? The one that's in Bahrain.
Jackson.
Which Jackson is in Bahrain.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, you did a dress for his ex-wife, Halima. Oh, which one is that? Which Jackson?
Jermaine. Jackson Jermaine.
Everyone, the blue hair. Everyone thought he was Jermaine Jackson at the last event we went to. And I pulled the event person aside and I said, That's not Jermaine Jackson. She goes, no, it is. I go, trust me. We talked to Jermaine. He's in Bahrain. He moved to Bahrain. That is not Jermaine. We're friends with Jacksons. And then they were like, oh, they even put his name wrong on Getty.
See,
they had to change it.
Here's the other thing. Talking about the Jackson, we do the Jackson Family Foundation.
Yeah, every year.
And so we don't, let's say, talk about it unless we're given permission and we're promoting it for donations or ticket sales.
Yeah.
We contribute to it.
For the sons of Tito.
Yeah, we're supportive of it. We're there to be able to do the work.
The last one we went to, which was 2 years ago, because last year they were filming at the Jackson. It's always at the Jackson estate. Yeah. Filming, so they couldn't do it there. So then they did a big thing at Boa, and he made a gown. They took a woman that was kids and she'd gone through.
He was struggling,
a bad life, whatever, and he made this most beautiful gold gown for her.
We did
donated it to her. Did a makeover.
We did a makeover for someone who was challenged, struggling, and didn't have the means to be able to live.
Yeah,
like the rest of us.
Yeah.
And we, besides doing the makeover, of course, there was so much more involved, but building their confidence on the outward.
Yeah.
And giving them the substance that the Jackson Foundation also gave her with a bunch of other things that we were able to pull together has actually benefited that entire family moving forward.
That's awesome.
So when you're doing things like this, you would think that the housewives, with the resources that they have, and they choose maybe not to show it, I'm sure they're doing it and they're not talking about it and they're not highlighting it, but they're trying to sell a t-shirt.
Yeah, but it's also true. The men that went on the Love Hotel, it's like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. They're not there to find love. They're there to kickstart a career in reality TV. And every one of those men on Love Hotel, they were there to kickstart a career in reality TV.
I mean, let me tell you, the only reason why I've stuck it out for Gown and Out in Beverly Hills is because I knew there was going to be a bill one time or another. Not because it's in
Times Square, bit.
Not because it's an award-winning show. Not because my husband does an amazing job with the crew and staff to be able to put everything together. It has anything to do with that.
No.
It's because I want it to be at Times Square.
It's to get on Times Square, yeah.
And contrary to what you guys have heard, no, we did not pay for it.
Oh, God.
Not pay for that bitch.
You got to clear that up on Friday. I believe in you guys. Speaking of, so I don't disagree with your points on all of the men wanted to be on reality TV, but we love Wale. Wale turned out to be such a charmer, on this show, and I don't know if reality TV if he has any future in it anymore, but he's the one exception that I'd like to see more of.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think that for me, he put on a great act.
Oh, okay.
For me, I think he knew exactly what he was doing, how he was going to get there, and he was schmoozing.
I think his charme was, yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, I mean,
put him on a couple of more shows, or
I guarantee you'll see him somewhere soon.
We're sitting here talking about how much we liked him and how we'd like to see him on reality TV.
Wrong.
I mean, clearly it worked.
You're not
because
wrong.
I mean, he knew exactly, at the very least, he knew exactly how to, whether it was authentic or not, how to get like in the good graces of the fans. And I mean, everyone in the show loved him, and the other the other housewives were pushing him.
Right.
So I think it's clear that authentic or not, he definitely,
honestly,
did a good job setting it up.
Honestly, I don't want to say anything bad about those housewives, but none of them are in a relationship. They've all lost their relationship.
One of them.
They can't keep a relationship.
Luann and James are still doing good. She said it on Watch What Happens Live.
It's been 3 days.
It's been. I don't disagree with you because I was listening to the radio.
Luann in New York. I love
is-
Luann, but I give that a month.
Luann is hot.
Well, he lives in Hawaii.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Luann is great. They're all great.
Yeah.
But
Luann's too much of a free bird to.
yeah,
settle
I don't think
Yeah.
that we need to be in a relationship. If you're going to be in a relationship, you got to get out of this business.
I mean, he was the best
and
looking
go
out of
get
all.
into a relationship.
Well, especially watching Giselle, I'm like, Giselle does not seem like she's interested in any of these people, nor wants to be interested in any of these people. And at the end of the day, when she was picking, what's his name, Theo, with this man, wherever he is, Theo. When she picked Theo, I was like, this is weird.
Doesn't
And
even make sense, does it?
it to me, it didn't make sense. I feel like Theo was barely in the show to begin with, and then when she picks Theo, I'm like, that's weird. That's strange. Okay.
Think that,
an oral surgeon.
yeah.
When does he have time to go to work if he was at this
Right.
hotel?
I
Also,
honestly think with Giselle, I can't remember what his name was, but there was someone earlier on the show who they brought in who she knew personally. Because
And then he was off,
she
right?
had dated
Yeah.
his cousin.
Yeah.
And they agreed that because she had dated his cousin, that they weren't going to do any kind of relationship thing, and that it was nice to see each other. I feel like the producers tried to set something up there where it was like, oh, they know each other and he's going to be the one, and it didn't work. And then they were kind of just left with Giselle. Like, she didn't end up really finding anyone she was particularly interested in.
Yeah.
Do you feel, though, there wasn't enough? If they're going to do a Love Hotel Bravo housewife version, don't you feel that they should have had more housewives and more men on the show and make it more of a bachelorette type show?
I would have loved to see.
That's what I wanted to see.
I would have loved to see a nice orgy. I would have loved to see a couple of those women with some of the guys
oh my God,
room together.
I just felt like
You know,
that would have been fun.
I think there should be some stakes in it.
Yeah,
because we get to the finale, to the final scene, and Joel Kim Booster's there, and then it's who was first? I think Luann, and it's just Luann and James, and I'm like, okay.
And
so,
I mean, like, what is she? She's not gonna say, "Oh, I'm not checking it." What is she gonna say? I'm not checking out with anyone. Like, I mean, I felt like, and the same with Shannon and Earl. I mean, I know they had their difficulties, but it felt like that was like, I knew that was gonna happen.
Okay,
and
no,
then,
I do.
I think everybody did.
Earlier, I said I do wardrobe for TV shows. Whoever did for the host is either he's got too much of an ego and he's trying to get in on something.
Well, I think
was not very host-like.
I think that's the answer to that, because he went on social media and bashed our girl, the Duchess of Corona Del Mar there, and
It just doesn't
weird.
make sense.
Weird.
It was
really
uncomfortable to look at because I
The
get you have a
clothing.
great body. All of us do. You don't see me half naked right now with my pecs and abs hanging out.
No.
But you can't
And
see
it
me
wasn't-
half naked on season
On
4 of Down and
Down
Out.
and
but it was a little uncomfortable to watch, and here's the reason why. Because this is a show about women trying to find a partner, and you're coming in half naked, and it just seems inappropriate while the other guys are being respectful to the stars, to the hosts, who are the women, and you are not, by coming in half naked, showing off your ass, your frontal, your I get it, you got a great body.
I didn't like him as the host. I didn't.
Full disclosure, did not like him. Absolutely did not like him.
From day one, I did not like him.
It's weird vibes, just overall. Maybe
weird pick.
And I just.
Get it.
It was a weird.
I feel like
it should have been
there
Joel
was
McHale.
This whole thing where the way he was hosting it, it just it felt weird. Like I don't know exactly what it wasn't. It didn't even feel like he was hosting.
He didn't
felt like he was trying
interested
to do
in what the girl wanted or what the
not at all
contestants wanted.
I would like to know the story in the back. Thinking, I wonder what was going on. He portrayed that person.
So it seemed like someone gave ChatGPT a Peacock account and said, watch all of Beverly Hills Housewives. Because he's there with this little iPad, which I don't really know what possibly could be on that iPad. And he's sitting there going, wow, you made the right choice, ladies. Just like Shannon said, this isn't my plate, you fucking bitch. Ha 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 ha. And it's like, well, and the stylist was bad. They should
there was a lot of weird like references that he would do to their shows that just felt out of place. It wasn't natural.
It felt to me like like you said, like he wasn't a real watcher of the shows.
Which he is, which is the problem. That's a issue. He goes on podcasts, talks about it, but
this was his casting tape for him, not
I agree.
I think that's where the fail was, because if the stylist said no, if the wardrobe, the costumer said no, and he's the host of the show, but he's also there as a background to all the stars that are looking for the relationship, that are the anchors of the show, that are the ones that we're following the journey of.
Well, also, like, I episode 1, I'm watching it and knowing in the back of my head, okay, so he doesn't like Shannon. He's going to write some very vile things on Instagram stories, take them down and apologize. And every single woman, Giselle, Ashley, Luann, all defends Shannon, and we're all confused. And it's like, okay, well, that's a little weird. And it was kind of difficult to watch. And then even like last night watching the episode, there's moments where he's like talking to Shannon, saying, I want to make sure everything's okay with you and Earl. And I could kind of tell, like, oh, he does not care for her.
At some point, there seemed to be a switch in his attitude towards Shannon.
And
it was a noticeable shift, and I don't know exactly what caused it, but at some point there was a noticeable shift, and maybe he wanted to he thought like, oh, this will be my star moment, I'm gonna go after Shannon, and he thought everyone was just gonna follow him, and
Shannon was like one of the girls on the leaderboard, and then he was gonna go for one of the long.
I just not a good host. I didn't like it.
I think overall, I did enjoy I really liked, and Matt, we both liked watching the show. I enjoyed it. I think if they brought it back in the future, the whole format though, it just seemed weird.
They should get people that know what real love is to host it, like us,
like Patrik and Pol, that
have been in a relationship for 22 years.
Well, besides the fact that I think I would have a relationship, let's say, with all the women.
Yes,
he would have a relationship with all the men.
Yeah.
We would give advice and pointers.
That's a great idea.
That's great.
Well, I like that.
Set up the dates for them,
and
then
be more involved. Don't just be like this weird third party.
See me in every so often, and
I think they could weave in these 4 ladies into a season 2 as like maybe some coaches or having one-on-one time with the new contestants, because there's also a disconnect between the host relationship and the contestants themselves, either the men or the women. Like there's something just off about it, and also there needs to be some sort of stakes. Whether that's a competition. Love Island does so well because there's a money aspect to it. So you not only have people looking for love, but then you have people looking for money, which then you can weave in and out of true relationships.
Yeah.
It makes a
I
better
mean,
show.
I would have loved to see some games so that you could
Yeah.
see different
Exactly.
laughter come out. I
Yeah.
would have loved to see some competition between the women, just so that the men get to see a different aspect of the women that they're
Yeah.
interested in buying.
There was too much conversation and not really enough like playing.
Oh, I
Well,
agree.
wait a minute. What's going on with the housewives now? The last thing that I think I saw on TikTok, where I get all my
All the
very
truth, the news. Yeah.
yeah, was the fact that they were trying to scrap all the housewives off Bravo because of some lawsuit.
Well, the lawsuit, but I don't know.
I don't think it was all. I think it was Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Because we talked about Kenya Moore and Britt. Britt's the girl that was the victim to all the Kenya stuff. She didn't show up to the reunion taping, presumably quit, and then suing Bravo for $20 million. And I saw something online that was like, they want to scrap the entire Atlanta franchise because they don't want to deal with the lawsuit. I don't think that's going to happen. Atlanta's doing well. But with that being said, I think it's another instance of someone wanting a little something more. Because after the Kenya stuff, she continued to film and was in the drama. So, and she went on Watch What Happens Live weeks ago, and everything was fine. So it seems like a little cash grabby, fraud. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can
It's
I-
a Nene Leaks.
Wait a minute. How old were you guys when the housewives first started?
5.
Probably. I think 1 years old
And then you grew into the housewives world as
during
a sound-
COVID.
Wow.
During COVID.
Yeah, during COVID.
Yeah, Matt was the one who sort of.
It was during
got
the-
into it first, and then
during the
brought
Erica
me
stuff.
into it.
The Erica lawsuit, because I was listening to like law stuff, and started watching the Erica season, and then we watched New Jersey from Margaret Joseph's
New
first
Jersey,
season
yeah.
till now, and then just continued to go on from there.
But that got so toxic.
It got
very toxic.
It got to a point, and we were talking about this with someone else. It just got to a point where drama is obviously fun to watch. It makes good TV, but when it's so nasty and mean and constantly, like, no one wants to see that. It gets to a
Well, don't
point
you
where
think that's
it's
what's happening?
uncomfortable.
With the Valley right now, the Valley,
So-
the same thing.
We wanted to get into that,
Yeah.
y'all. The Valley's getting a little too toxic for me.
You know, we were just
A
at
little?
Sheena's
a lot.
and Janet's billboard reveal. We were just there on Thursday.
Oh,
last
really?
week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's on
Great.
Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
They look gorgeous.
Well,
Yeah.
you sent me us
They
a
have
few.
salmon sperm all over their face.
Oh, I
which,
heard all about
The
that.
boys gave us the whole bottle.
I
Yeah.
heard all
Apparently,
about that.
a lot of sperm on my face.
I heard.
Enough.
We've heard. Y'all sent us a few pictures of you guys with some of the people from the Valley. I think it was with Janet, Brittany, and I think Sheena as well.
Sheena.
So we've been watching the Valley. How do you feel about the season so far? I feel like it's been forever. It's just these people's lives. I mean, like, Jackson rehab, Jackson Brittany. It's a mess.
But isn't it the same thing that we knew about them? The reason why
Right.
they had left the show to begin with, and now they're highlighting it again
Yeah.
on another episode.
I think
which
the
means-
sad thing is that he hasn't learned. It's like you were kicked off TV because of your horrible behavior, and then they bring you back and give you another chance. And instead of redeeming yourself, you basically show the world that you are the same.
Or
I
worse.
was looking.
You haven't
I
grown.
I was looking for him to be the leader of being able to help all the other,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
all the other couples and
Like a
the
redemption.
family as an example,
Yeah.
to be a beacon of hope, light, and a direction, so that they would go, you know what? You fucked it up. Your life was shit, but now you have a beautiful human that's there with you, and you have now to support a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when is it that the little switch inside you goes on and you're like gonna be a responsible adult?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
Never.
Everyone and others, including yourself, versus
Yeah.
you're just one toxic, it's just like trash being
Yeah, but
recycled.
I love Brittany. Brittany's
too
so
much.
sweet. She's really sweet
I
girl.
mean, she doesn't deserve it.
But do we believe that he never cheated on her during their whole time they've been
No,
married?
of course not. He admitted it right before they got engaged on the Vanderpump Rules. Come on.
Like,
But also, like, I think that Britney, all the shit that Britney's been dealing with is its own thing on its own. But then you take that, keep that in the back of your mind, and then you have Britney having to deal with these crazy group of people on freaking cast trips, getting involved with Zach and all these other people. It's a lot for one person.
Yeah.
Well, realistically, everyone's getting broken up in that show too. I think there's only 2 couples on it.
There is, Kristen and Luke, which personally I think is a very strong couple, and then you got the Danny and Nia, which are having some cracks right now.
Well, who's that? I mean, that,
Right.
That's it.
So,
That's it. Yeah.
So what happened to the dynamics of where do you go from there instead of uplifting an entire village of letting people know how great it is to be a dad, how nice it is to be a husband, how great it is to be a family, to, okay, I'm just a horrible human. I don't know how to love my family, myself, my child, or my wife. So,
but I will say,
I don't wanna see
Brittany
this.
is standing on her own too, and really coming into her own, which is great.
Yeah.
I love seeing that.
I mean, is that the hot mess you guys
do
like
like
to
seeing
watch? Because it's
Not
doesn't-
the Valley. It's interesting, but it's not like hot mess that I like. Like I'm more of like, I like the hot mess of Salt Lake or old school in New York. You know, where like it's conflict and resolution. It's conflict and resolution. It's not. That's why New Jersey got a little.
hard.
It's not
And that's-
continual conflict, and it never ends.
No.
and it just
It's
New
like-
Jersey got so bad.
I mean, New
because it
Jersey's
never
been
That's
doing
why
resolved.
it's
that for
bad.
like 3 seasons. It's
Yeah.
been the same
Well-
conflict. It's the same stupid thing over and over again, and it's nasty and it's just mean. And it's like I don't want to watch this because I know it's not going to go anywhere. It's
And it's not fun.
unfixable.
Yeah, in a few weeks, I'm
Yeah.
going to meet Danielle Cabral from New Jersey, and it reminded me I started like rewatching New Jersey, and I'm like, these last season, it's not that it was bad TV, but like the Melissa Teresa stuff sets this like dark filter on through the entire show, ruining the rest of the cast. Like I think that you could do it and it would still be fun, but
Teresa's been on our podcast, Undressed with Paul and Patrik.
yes,
And if you listen to it, you're going to
Good.
get a lot of insight as to what the relationship is, where it's going,
Yeah.
and the reveals that a lot of people, if you really pay attention, she has a lot of information that she spills that you will go, how did I miss that?
Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
In conversation.
Oh,
you'll-
yeah.
you understand.
I mean, it's family at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thing in family. It's it's like the Valley's one thing, but when a family breaks up, it's one of the worst
Of
things
course.
that could happen to somebody.
And especially when then you've got friends that you think are your friends that are not your friends, that are, everyone's ganging up on it.
Yeah.
It's just a mess. It's a whole mess.
Yeah.
I mean, Garcelle left.
I know.
Garcelle thought that she was with a bunch of friends and realized they're not really
Right.
her friends. They're colleagues doing a show for a paycheck.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Garcelle leaving is her decision. If Garcelle were to come back, I would like to see Garcelle genuinely like find a good group of friends that care for her.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching the show knowing that Sutton wasn't her friend. I feel like Garcelle got played, unfortunately, because
I think
Garcelle
they-
loves
I
so
think
much.
they- I think she struggled from the very beginning to
Yeah.
find the harmony in being able to, because she went in there
Yeah.
with the idea of the friendships.
But I feel
Yeah.
like it's a delicate dance because you're trying to give everybody what they want to see, the breaks, the cracks, the
Yeah.
fights, the drama. But then again, there's no resolution. I think that's the problem that they've lost in the formula, is that you can have the conflict, great, but then make up at the end of the day, and you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Like I'd love to see Garcelle and Crystal come back and show that, because they're genuine friends in real life.
Yeah.
They still talk, and they're not in the show anymore. So I think that's what these shows need: is genuine friendships, conflict and resolution. Move on. Have your petty drama because we love it, but also, let's not be
And
so
that,
toxic.
I mean, that goes back to the whole thing about that's what made these shows great in the first place. Is it's reality, it's
Right.
real, it's real relationships and real. And
What's
Yes.
your take on the wife swap?
I find it interesting, but also like, I have a feeling it's not what we think it's gonna be. I initially thought that they were switching So like Angie K would go live with Emily Simpson and they'd switch houses. But I also read that it's going to be like them switching lives with normal people.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what exactly it is that they're doing. Are they switching?
I think they're switching with other housewives, right?
It's with other housewives, right?
Housewife.
Okay.
So
Okay.
means Emily Simpson's husband comes and lives with my wife, and I go
Right.
live with her husband. Hell no.
No, it's the wife goes to
Nobody,
the house.
yes, nobody's ever gonna come sleep in the same house with my fucking husband when I'm not fucking home, bitch.
I know. I don't blame you.
Never.
I feel like these shows are kind of the filler.
No.
They're the filler for the Ultimate Trip because they can't do Ultimate Trip no more.
Yeah.
Ultimate Trip was good.
It was good.
I think that was I think that was great because you were able to see the housewives in a more of a carefree and identity, not so much attached to the storyline.
Oh yeah.
But to friendships that they can create
Yes.
with housewives.
Yeah.
But how wife swap, no one's gonna come sleep in my house with my husband in the house.
I don't blame you.
That's
Yeah.
not
Well,
happening.
I also don't think many people are gonna watch it, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a new and especially with like how big Traitors was, there's definitely a push to take people who have their own shows, they're like whatever reality TV stars that are on shows and have like big collab crossover shows where like Traitors is a bunch of different people. You have House of Villains where it's like these are reality TV's biggest villains and they're all competing against each other. And then we have Bravo shows like Love Hotel or Ultimate Girls Trip where it's just taking like these are your favorite characters from all these different shows and we're gonna throw them together and see what happens.
But House of Villains, do we need to see Tiffany New York again?
That's
Okay.
weird. Like that's so
You're gonna
weird.
be on this fucking show.
That's one of the shows that we cover. That's like one of our main.
Yeah. One time,
I love New York, but
bringing her back one time, I get it because like she went home too early. But now that she's back again, at this point, like is
I don't think
is she even really competing?
I don't
is she
think
just
she's
like
really
a plant? Like what is
competing.
happening? What is
She's
is
not.
it?
Camera time.
there's
Yeah.
no. But I don't even think she's actually. I think that they casted her, but she's not gonna have an actual role as a competitor.
Like I do think that the show is. I think the show is like I think it's real to an extent because I don't think Safari Samuels would have won if it wasn't.
Yeah. Well,
If it was scripted, I don't think he would have won.
Safari.
but-
You want to see Tom Sandoval's on the next
Tom
season.
Sandoval, and
Tom Sandoval
you
is
know
on the next season.
I liked him on Traitors, but is he gonna just kind of ride that Traitors wave? You know what I mean? I think.
Well, he was
that's-
on American Idol too, right?
Oh no,
American
he's
Idol?
on America's Got Talent tomorrow.
America's Got Talent. I knew it
Oh
was one.
really? What's his
Yeah.
talent?
We
I'm
does he
gonna
have
ask
any?
you a question. Which one of us do you think would make a better traitor?
Definitely Pol, but the problem is that's too predictable.
How?
That's
That
too
I would be-
predictable. I think so
Why?
because I think
That
that your level of mess would get out of control. Fun
What
to
do you
watch because I think that people could read it. I think that people would be able to find out. Like
They
for
wouldn't read-
example, if you were,
Patrik, I think you would be a better trader.
I think Pol. I think I'm seeing Pol. Pol.
I think
if-
me. I'm so nice to everyone.
it's
that they don't know.
50,
right,
It's 50-50.
saying me and he's saying him.
I think so. Here's my question: if both of you were traitors with this new cast, who would be the first murder?
Dorinda.
Right? See? Right?
Yeah, I like the idea of getting those. I love housewives, but I'm thinking get the housewives out early.
By first.
Leave one housewife. Leave like
Who would be the first?
you know.
I had one in my
Dorinda
head
would be
that
my
I
first.
right.
Yeah.
Liz.
Uh,
No, I would keep Dorinda
I would.
because
No,
I
kill
would-
Dorinda.
I
See,
would
that's why I
use-
think Patrik would be the better trader.
I would use Dorinda as a pawn.
okay.
I would
Okay.
totally use Dorinda as a pawn because she's not much. She doesn't have a lot of athleticism in her, so she's not going to be able to do the competition. So she's going
Right.
to be more social game, and she's going to be. And if you listen to her, you'll know exactly what she's saying when she doesn't even think she's saying.
But you can't use her a pawn.
That's
she
why-
won't. She's not. She doesn't allow you for that. And if you saw her when you watched her show on Peacock, whatever it was, they went to her house.
Oh, the ultimate trip.
Blue
Yeah, She didn't
Yeah,
do
Bluestone.
anything.
Exactly.
She
She
does
don't do
nothing.
anything.
Like she
But
brings
she will-
nothing to the table.
But when she talks, if you listen to her, she gives out valuable information she doesn't even know she's saying.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why I think I'm going to be the better trader, because I know how to listen so well
I'd get rid of her.
but see, you're doing.
Here's the thing, though. You'd have to be careful around those big brothers, because they don't mess around. Those survivors and those big brothers, you got to befriend them, because you saw last week, Danielle.
But if they saw me, they'd be like, "Oh, Paul's just whatever." It's like,
Okay.
who cares?
You know what you
Do I
could
not
use?
look like that?
No, but you know
Wait,
what?
do I look like that much of a bitch?
I would get rid
No,
of
no. But you know what you could use to your advantage? You could say, "I'll make a gown for you if you keep me another week." And
Right?
you can be on season 6 of Gown and Out on Beverly Hills on Amazon Prime. And you know, it will work out in your favor.
I'll be in everyone's room, styling their clothes for all their interviews, and getting all the dirty down secrets, which is what I
Yeah.
do at the boutique when all my celebrity friends come in.
I think that'd be awesome.
You know,
Honestly.
they tell the designer everything.
Now here's the thing, though. If you were both casted on Traitors, let's say, Pol, you were a traitor, do you think Patrik would suss that out real quick?
No,
Wow.
no, he wouldn't know. Because here's the thing. We have a pact. We go on a show. We're there for the show. We're there to make the money for both of us. So no, I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to compromise anything. I'm going to let him be what he does.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be able to watch. And if he knows that he thinks I am, he won't give me up either, because he's going to want me to go as far as I can to get the money. One of us is going to have to win.
Yep. Traitors is that kind of show. Traitors that kind of show.
That's true.
People last year saying, "Oh, well, how dare Danielle swear in her grandkids?" That's the game she's playing. Y'all signed the same
Yeah.
contracts. It's
Yeah.
called Traitors.
And I don't even mind if they put us in separate rooms. I
Wow.
wouldn't even have to be in the same room.
Yeah.
Can't be in this.
Yeah, I'm like totally fine.
Yeah, because you'd be in Dorinda's styling her a gown to keep you another.
That's
week.
right. We'd be doing.
Snow White would be with me.
We'd be planning a
Snow
pass to
White.
show up and down those staircases.
Snow White would be with Alan and Lala the dog. Dog
Yeah.
Traitors. It's a Dog Traitors. It's the new franchise.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
to cap this wonderful episode off, we have a little game for you guys. Now, you are obviously both known for the Runway Rundown, and we have our own little one for you guys. So if you guys could crown a winner, that would be wonderful for us. So
Okay.
We've got some picks pulled up here.
And you guys know exactly what you're doing. I trust you 100%. So let's view.
Oh, that's
this.
Shannon.
No, it's Marisol.
Marisol.
Oh, Maris.
But she
Uh,
she looks like Shannon, doesn't she?
Yeah, Marisol.
Somebody wore this-
Anakin Kosa said she has a dead heart.
Somebody
Anakin
wore-
Kosis said that
Blackheart.
and that her Anakin Kosis said that her husband may be gay. She's not sure, and that she is like the graveyard crypt keeper. I just watched that episode today. So,
Oh my god.
do you think Anakin Kosis should be on the podcast Bravo show with you guys?
Somebody else
Fun.
wore this dress, as a matter of fact, so it wasn't anything new when I saw it.
Okay,
It looks really nice, though.
good.
I like the brushing. I mean, the dress is inexpensive, but it fits and looks.
I
It's
mean-
airbrushed really well.
It's a great rendition from Santiali.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I don't-
So good job on Marisol. So is this Patrik and Pol approved?
No.
That's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
No.
Okay. Let's move on to Meredith's
Oh,
iconic.
fuck.
Yeah.
Worse.
Wow.
Worse.
Yeah.
The flame-
The fuck is this?
the fact that the crotch is not fitted, the seams are puckering, the puffy sleeves with the fake ostrich feathers.
Oh, this
even
is
though
poor
they're
Meredith.
That's awful.
We're friends with her sister, actually. She was on the yacht with us in Croatia.
Oh,
Meredith.
that's
Ill-
awesome.
Wow.
But
How
couldn't-
many?
how could they make her look like
Yeah.
this? And the white shoes,
The
You
ostrich
lost me.
feathers.
It's bad.
sleeve.
How many Muppets had to die for those sleeves?
Ugh.
It's so.
I mean,
I know.
ugh.
Those ostrich feathers actually are the sparse ones that come on a little thread. So they wrapped it around, and it's not done well at all. It's not
awful.
balanced.
Oh,
not
God,
proportioned.
Meredith, you need to call Paul. We need to get a hold of her
Oh,
sister.
God,
We need to
no.
do a
Oh,
connect
Jesus.
for you.
Get her for
Even
season
for-
6.
Can I say her hairstyle looks very outdated?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Mm,
flattering. It's not young. The white shoes, like
It's
what?
a fucking fail all around. The Christmas is better than her.
I think
Yeah.
it's known for being one of the worst. Now, Pol, I know you have opinions on this one.
Oh, Brittany, I love you, Brittany.
But you're still wearing curtains.
She's wearing. Listen. We had a very intimate conversation about the dress.
Right.
She showed the dress. She legitimately said, "I wanted to call you, but you wouldn't even know who I was and wouldn't even give a shit about me. You dress all these A-listers. Why would you want to dress me?"
But now she knows.
Now she knows. But here's the thing: the shape of the dress is stolen. It's a replica of a runway dress. I get it. It fits her nice. I understand it. It's overwhelming
Yeah.
in her tiny, petite body, especially because of the pattern of the brocade
I like the hip.
that they used in order for them. And it was curtain fabric because I can tell how stiff it is. And she goes, yes. And I realized that they don't have resources the way I do
Yeah.
or access to. So
But we love Brittany. Just hate the dress.
We love
I mean,
Brittany too.
appreciate
We
it.
love Brittany. Yep.
I mean, it's a gorgeous shape, but is it done well? No. Even the beads in the sequence that they cut out for the bustier top wasn't done because they laid it up so that they can make it fit, because those lines should have been. That's what makes a difference in between a beautiful made couture gown, like you see behind me,
Right. I know. I was eyeing that.
versus that, because you don't see the seams on my gowns. You don't see the construction.
When you look at
Right.
Gina Shane's wedding gown from Vanderpump Rules,
It looks-
Paul did her gown. It looks
looks
like it
painted on her body.
I know. It was good.
supposed
That
to
was
look
awesome.
like that. But you have to use the right proper fabrics in order for it to try. I love you, Brittany, but
And-
this
Yeah.
was a fit.
And even-
But let me tell you, thank God you used this. She at least comes in second place out of the three. The
So
second
far.
pick, worst. Oh God, how many more?
True.
There's a few more. Also, I've noticed that I feel like these reunions should have a theme, have a cohesive theme.
They do, but they never follow
Well,
it.
they lately have been, but Traitors, it was I feel like they were kind of everywhere. They're kind of all around. At least a
Wasn't it
color
Catholic?
theme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they always try to do a Catholic.
You know, I like a color theme, like the all gold. It just better for the eye. Jenna Lyons Roni 15 promo.
Poor Jenna Lyons.
Listen.
Oh my God.
Yeah, coming from her.
Here's my take. If you know how to shop for the world, and this is what people trust you for, get somebody else to put clothes together for you.
Yeah,
Your perspective does not work for how you see yourself and to portray in the mass populace.
oh yeah.
Because we're trying to identify for other people. I'm a costume designer. I make clothes for other people. I couldn't trust myself. I swear to God.
Okay, I hate the white bobby socks.
I think
just,
yeah.
we're not in fucking Catholic school.
I know.
went to Catholic school.
We did too.
I remember
We
I had
did
to wear
too.
the fucking white bobby socks.
But why she have saggy boobs? Why couldn't she pull up the bra straps for it to look proportionate to her waistline?
And
I almost feel like Jenna Lyons always has this thing where she has to just put on the worst awkward thing.
Yeah.
Because she's Jenna Lyons and she can pull it off.
I think
But
yeah.
But she can't.
And
Well,
those shoes
It's the shoes
are
are bad.
so dated.
Also, I
They're
feel
so
like
dated.
it would look better if the fabrics matched.
Well, yeah. The cut of the shape of the shoes is so dated. The heel.
Listen,
Yeah.
part of this picture where she looks the best is in the shadow in the back.
Ooh, yikes. Hey, still not worse than Meredith though. Okay, Jax Taylor.
Poor Jax.
You know, it fits nice because this is a very airbrushed suit.
Yeah.
Very airbrushed photo. So they've taken off the crotch. They've taken off because I could see how they've airbrushed so many, the waist, the arms, the shoulders. And they've given him a really, really
It looks nice in the photo. I doubt it looked like this in real life.
real life.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Okay. Gina's confessional.
Oh, poor Gina.
Yeah.
Oh my! I've told her to call us a million times.
Friend of the podcast, Gina.
She looks like Staten Island, or what was that island where you have to take a ferry to get
Staten Island, yeah, Jersey Shore. It's
Poor
not...
Gina looks like. Okay, this
mean,
is what Gina looks like.
did she
I
think-
love, but if you remember, there was a movie called Working Girl.
Yeah.
Had
That's
the
the one I'm talking
Jersey
about. Yep.
girls come with Melanie Griffith, and they were all in their short, trampy, skimpy dresses
bad.
like this. with their bodies that were not so skinny anymore, and they were snapping the gum. I love Gina, but this is fucking awful.
It was a
But
miss.
here's the thing. They think just because it has those thigh lines that it's ribbed and boned.
No, it's
as
not.
a foundation inside to support, and it doesn't. This and she's wearing underwear underneath it. I'm like, why?
But here's the
There's
thing,
extra
Gina
line
is
at your hair.
skinny. She's skinny. We've
I
seen her
know.
a million times. How do they make her look like she is like Mama June in this? I don't
truly
understand it at all.
Because she's not sitting on a chair. She's sitting.
I don't get it.
on a
Doesn't have-
stool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now back to sitting on a chair. We got Cynthia Bailey's Blonde Bob confessional.
You know, I loved this.
She's a class
I
act.
fucking loved this. I remember this.
But here's the thing.
Even though she's a confessional, her legs look amazing. The dress, like the thing I love about Cynthia is that even though it's a confessional look, right? And they usually go from here up. They don't always like show the full body. She knows when she is going in, because even when she wore Paul's dress to Watch What Happens Live, she knew the whole dress had to make sense, even though they were only going to see from here up.
From the waist up.
And she's style.
But she's a model.
Yeah.
Oh, she knows what she's doing.
She knows her body.
Yep.
And she works the outfit that she's wearing
from head to toe
to make it work for what the usefulness of it is. So it's not just, oh, I'm wearing a pretty thing and I can just plop in it.
Exactly.
No, the way she's sitting on one cheek gives her the waist, the V cleavage. And if she sat like Gina did, this would have been a fail as well.
That's the other thing.
She knows how to make it work.
100%.
Yeah, like Paul, when someone comes in for a gown, it's so funny because Paul will tell them, "Oh, you have to sit."
How to sit?
And he tells them to sit. You only got to sit on one cheek. You can't sit on both cheeks. Like it's a whole thing. And
well, because
she knows it. She's got it down.
You don't, because you've got cameras that are all angles.
Oh,
You
yeah.
wanna make sure you're not going to have, you're just sitting there like you're about to eat popcorn.
Exactly.
Like, I want to see that. That is not a housewife look for me.
100%.
It's a turn off.
Could not agree more.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Ryan Bailey's cardigan?
Oh, poor.
I thought he burned this. Ryan, I told him to burn this fucking thing. This is terrific.
He said he got rid of it, but wow.
Yeah.
He needs to donate it to the costume wardrobe department of Dark Winds.
I don't even think they'll take it because they really got good. That song.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a little Kyle Richards.
Written all over it. I think somebody drove over it and then he ended up.
And then it's Big Lebowski. It's
so happy for his weight loss. I'm so
awesome.
happy for his journey.
He's a joy to listen to, honestly.
Like Ryan's a good guy.
Love Ryan Bailey. And then obviously to finish off, Patrik, Simpson, and Pol Atteu.
I mean, look.
We
at
look pretty damn good. We picked the right colors, the right style.
Yeah.
The jacket I'm wearing with the blue with the hood, and then the inside you could see the lining inside. It's expensive. It's expensive.
But do you see how we're wearing black underneath, where you're not able to see any of the details?
Oh, exactly.
Take away from the jacket. Our hair and makeup, do you see we're at eye level, but with two different textures? His arm and my arm are different. They're not competing, so it doesn't make us look wide.
Yep.
The length of how this picture is poised.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, this isn't a movie theater that the air conditioning wasn't on at the
No way.
in Dubai.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You'll see this because we did that was the other thing. After season 5 of Gowning Out comes out, we have a hybrid limited series coming out immediately after the end of the summer called Gowning Out in Beverly Hills Hits Dubai. And it's all of our adventures in Dubai that we filmed last year with this behind the scenes of this cover shoot.
Now that's
in September.
That's a show I want to watch. Come on, y'all traveling? Come on, get y'all on Discovery Network.
And then the colors behind us that identifies the two different individuals.
But you will see on the show when we were filming and we were doing this cover shoot for Victor Magazine, we were in this warehouse. It's actually not even a warehouse. It was an empty room that has not been done yet. It was all concrete and it was like 120 degrees in Dubai. And we were like in there shooting really quick, then running out into the air conditioning, running back to and shooting. It's a whole thing.
That's so fun. So out of all of these, other than yourselves, because obviously, who would you crown the winner of today's first annual Runway Rundown? We have Ryan Bailey, Cynthia
I'm gonna
Bailey.
go with Cynthia Bailey.
Cynthia Bailey.
Yeah, Cynthia Bailey.
Hey, Paul says Cynthia Bailey. Let me see them all again.
Cynthia Bailey, not Gina. Jax, Jenna, Brittany, Meredith, and Marisol.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's hide this one. Not Meredith.
It's just got to be Gina.
It's got to be Gina. Home run.
Absolutely not.
Home
She's
run.
our worst.
Yeah.
She's our worst.
But she's an Orange County housewife, and she looks more trailer than Mama June. Who
The
did her
Mama June.
hair? Who did her roots? Who did
Gina, call us for your next gown.
the
please.
necklaces? That
Truly.
yellow color is so. Oh my God.
Truly terrible.
Well, I think Cynthia Bailey's our winner.
Cynthia Bailey.
Cynthia Bailey, the first
I mean,
ever.
it's great. It looks great.
Well,
Yeah.
the model taking it home does make sense with me.
And then my
Well-
second pick I would have to say is Jax. but
Jax, yeah.
My favorite.
Because we're not even airbrushing.
Oh,
that
you guys,
photo.
yeah.
Be first place first. Number
First place.
one.
First place. Yeah.
Because we're not even airbrushed.
Exactly.
No, it's a good photo. That's what we'll use in the thumbnail, I'm telling you. This is good. Well, with all of that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Yes.
That was
thank
so
you.
much.
We had a great time.
That little
was super
game
fun.
was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. So obviously Gown and Out season 5 coming out soon. Anything else we wanna plug?
Yeah, well, Undressed with Paul and Patrik. Every week we drop brand new episodes on Tuesday night at midnight. We've got great guests. Paul does coffee reads, so you can book a coffee read.
Oh my God. Can I tell you that most of the people that you're talking about are all signed up to do coffee reads if I haven't already done for them.
Yeah.
The Armenian ground coffee reading, they come to the boutique and they have an entire experience.
And I don't know how far you are from Boston, but it's going to be on our coffee reading tour at paulatteu.com. We're going to be coming
okay.
to Massachusetts,
Okay.
Boston, doing live coffee reads.
Come
so
see
that's
us.
going to be
Do you know when?
happening. After the summer, because
Okay.
we have
Okay.
to get through everything we're doing in the summer.
Shit, I
But
might gotta
that's
book
gonna be
that.
happening. And then right now, if you want to see me propose to Paul, you can go to Peacock. We're on a show on Peacock called New Money.
Oh, okay.
They got re-released when I proposed to Paul, and then
Oh, and Jennifer Aiden's on that show.
Yeah.
And I told Jennifer,
Yeah.
I said, you know, every time I watch it, you always lose. You never are crowned a winner.
won.
And then I watch it again, hoping for a different outcome, and then you
Still.
lose again. I'm so sorry.
and then we're also on Hulu. We're on a show called $1 Million Mansion Hunters. We bought a house in
Right.
Malibu before COVID, so we're on that too. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a
Of
lot of
course,
content.
Yeah, we're having fun.
See, we have real lives, my friend. We have
Yeah.
real.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, NBC Peacock, let's do something with these two, because fly them down to Scotland next summer. I'd watch it.
I want to go. I'll be a traitor.
Yeah.
I'll even be a fucking faithful. I don't care. I'll go on.
Either way, everyone's gonna like you, and people are gonna question me, but I'm not gonna let them win.
And I will have the wardrobe.
I don't ever lose. I will not know.
Yeah, and
No,
you
I will-
gotta do
I'll
better than
justify
Brittany. Better than Brittany at that reunion, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, thank you guys for joining us today. We'll put everything down below. This was amazing. Thank you guys so much.
Hi, potato
And
taters.
they can follow him at Paul
Yes.
Atteu, Patrik Simpson, and Snow White 90210 on Instagram, all social media.
Yeah, can I get some more followers? I really need some more. I really do. I'm begging for more friends.
Friends are on
Oh.
Friends are on Facebook. Follows are Instagram.
Oh, followers. I need friends and followers. POLATTEU.
Any kind, any publicity is good publicity. That's what we say here.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank
well,
you guys for having us.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much
of
for
course.
joining
Thank
us
you for-
today.
thank you for
Bye,
coming on.
sweet taters. See you soon.
Bye.
Yes, we'll be back from break talking Love Island. Thank you, Patrik, Simpson, and Pol Atteu.
Finally, you'll randomly pick a beaver from my basket.
And we are back from break. That was
we're back.
I had so much fun with Patrik and Pol. Wasn't that
Yeah,
awesome.
that was awesome. They're
was-
awesome. That was really awesome. And I also changed out of my Love Hotel fit.
So speaking of Love Hotel, let's get into some Love Island USA season 7.
Love
We are
Island.
on week 2, kinda week 3, because we're a little behind So last time we
We're a
talked,
little behind.
our boy Nick right here. That's not Nick. That's Jeremiah. Nick was coupled up with Beldasha. Here's the problem. They sent her ass packing. She went home in the recoupling. They recoupled their relationships, so Bella got eliminated. Okay, so right now the standings are with the new bombshells. We have Hannah. Hannah is coupled up with our British man Charlie. Okay, Taylor with Alandria. Nick with Sierra. These two. Okay. Jeremiah and Huda, obviously, because she's a mama. Olandria with our boy Austin. Ugh. And then we have our bombshells. Amaya paired up with Ace. Ace is finally paired up with somebody. They go through the week. Here's the problem. Ace, Maya's low-key annoying, and she likes to keep calling people babe, baby, and Ace is like, yo, you're moving on too fast, or you're going too fast. It pissed her off. She started screaming, like yelling. And then she got mad at Shelly because Shelly was, it's Shelly and Ace truly are, where's my girl? Shelly and Ace are truly meant for one another, in my opinion. So there is some low-key beef, but they made up. Landria lets it spill that, Nick was making out with Beldasha. Remember last episode?
Ooh, yes, when they were smacking lips.
Sierra. Anyways, that goes out. They do some challenges, and then we get to the leather and lace party.
Ooh, the freaky party.
You watch the freaky party.
It's like one of those. It's one of those freak offs. One of those Diddy freak offs.
What's your opinion on Huda and Jeremiah moving too fast?
Honestly, I think Huda's kind of weird. I feel like she's acting like way too possessive in terms of what this show is.
I agree.
Supposed to be. Like it's supposed to be like, yeah, we're all just gonna
talk about when they get to breakfast.
It's kind of like James. It's giving James in Love Hotel.
Oh, 100%.
Like Huda's like, this is, hey man, that's my girlfriend, man. This is my Jeremiah, man. This is my Jeremiah. It's like the same thing, you know.
That's a good
like,
James.
That's
a good James.
Talk
about the pancakes.
Right. So, you were showing me this. He be making. Was it so Jeremiah made Huda pancakes?
Yeah, the boys normally make the girls breakfast.
Right. Which is a nice gesture, but then she's like, this pancake no protein in it, and it's raw, it's not cooked enough.
Any protein?
She's freaking crashing out over it, and then she's like, oh, your friend had to remake a like, shut up. And she was like mad because she had to have someone remake the pancake.
It was weird.
And he's like, bro, it's not even like, bro, like, chill, bro, chill.
And then remember then she walks away all mad. We get to the leather and lace party, and the dude bombshells, Pepe, what's his name? Pepe, Jalen, and Iris. They start kissing, and then when Iris is going at it with Jeremiah, remember Huda? She turns around and goes, "You better be lying." What'd she say? "You better get your." Whatever the fuck. She was like, "You better stop right now, girl."
You better stop right now, girl.
Is that what she said?
That's my headcanon. That Huda has a really deep voice.
What did she say? She said, "Bitch, She said, "Bitch, if you don't quit right now." It was weird.
Bitch, if you don't quit right now.
It was weird. Anyways,
like, bro, do you not know what show you're on? What, you're on Love Island? Have you not watched Love Island before?
So Pepe starts talking to the other girls. He's from Spain. Pepe starts hitting it up with Hannah, one of the bombshells, and Hannah doesn't really get screen time, so now that's pretty good. He is from Sparta, Georgia. He's another country boy, and he has set his eyes on the country girl, Alandria. And then we have Iris, who's really bobbing around. Iris really seemed like she wanted to couple up with Jeremiah, so America saw that. And oh, and also Paige from Summer House guest starred as the host of that little game. Do you want to explain the little game? Yeah.
69 game. So Paige from Summer House comes in and she's wearing like a napkin. And they're doing the 69, which I wonder what Patrik and Pol would have thought about that outfit that she had on.
I think they would have been good. Yeah, probably would have been good.
Okay. So basically there's a game where you have to 69 with people. That's not really relevant though, because then they also have to go into like a shed. So there's like the 69
the makeout shed.
There's the shed part. The makeout shed, and they can do whatever they want in those 20 seconds. So Jeremiah goes, and he goes in with Shelly, right?
Goes in with no, I think it was Alandria.
Yeah.
Was it Alandria?
Yeah. Oh, it was Alandria. You're right. So they go in together and they be making out, you know, they be making out. And Huda is like
Yeah.
trying to freaking get a peek, and she's like, huh? And then she's like, oh no. She's like, oh nah, you didn't just do that. And Jeremiah's like, well, I mean, it's a game. Like, I'm playing the game. And she's like, well, you could have just stood there and not done anything. He's like, well, that's stupid. I'm not gonna do that.
Well, then that leads into America voting. America voted these bitches.
America, and now we're not talking about
America.
We're not talking about the country.
So now, Hannah.
The United States.
America wants Hannah and Pepe together, leaving Charlie single.
Oh.
Jalen.
Oh.
They want Jalen and Olandria. They're coupled up, leaving Taylor single.
Taylor, no, my fellow cowboy hat.
Now Iris. Now, do you want to talk about a bombshell? Jeremiah leaving Huda's fucking pissed. She goes, bitch, what the fuck's this? America must hate me.
What the fuck is this?
It's wild.
What is this?
It's wild.
What is happening?
It's wild. Then the rest of the cast needs to vote someone to go home, dumping Charlie from the island.
Go, Charlie.
I'm truly not that upset.
Is this xenophobic? Hear me out. We let America vote, and now the British person.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say xenophobic.
What's the proper term for that?
Racist.
A little nationalistic? Not racist, because British people are not a different race.
My God.
Nationalistic, perchance. I feel like it's unfair that only American citizens get a vote in Love Island. I think all nationalities should be able to vote in Love Island.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I don't disagree with that comment.
What about Big Brother? Same with Big Brother, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think so, because it's an American show. Because Big Brother has Big Brother UK, Love Island has Love Island, which is the UK version.
But this is the best version of it.
USA.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so
that was another week here at Love Island. That was week 2. Week 3 can only get worse.
So does only one person go home a week?
No, sometimes it's 2 to 3. It depends.
But like they're starting off slow.
So far, we've lost Ulissa.
And how many new people come in every week?
It depends. Could be 3, could be 1,
like
could be 2.
The cast is getting bigger. The cast is significantly bigger now than it was when we started.
People will go home
bigger
soon.
by about like 3 or 4 people. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
it's getting a little hard for me to keep track of everyone.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
But we got no more Bella. We ain't got Bella no more.
Beldasha. She was on Vile Files.
Beldasha no more.
She was on Vile Files.
Shout out to Nick Vile.
She was on Vile Files.
You know why they call him Nick Vile?
Why?
Because he's a vile.
Hey, forget about it. Anyways, that was our episode with the Patrik and Pol.
Sierra is a fucking whore.
That's your Nick Vile impersonation?
Shout out to Patrik and Pol. That's my Nick Vile impersonation.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Shout out to Patrik and Pol. We will be back.
And next time, we're going to be back with Rick and Kelly.
No, but seriously, next time we will hopefully be back with some insight on Big Brother.
Hopefully.
And Love Island.
And shout out to Love Hotel.
Shout out to Bravo's Love Hotel. Love the show.
I hope you guys liked us covering that.
Love the show.
I think that was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Anyways, guys.
It was a lot of fun. It's my girlfriend. You know, she's my girlfriend. If anybody touches my girlfriend, I'm going to freak out, okay? I'm going to freak out. If anyone lays a hand on my girlfriend, Luann, I'm going to freak out.
That's a really good impersonation. Wow, Nene. Wow.
Bye.